talks with JC about one of you giving up that number? Or?
Never. We had a talk before we got here, and I asked him if it was okay to like share the number. So ever since then, we've been cool about it.
What's your kind of mindset going into this camp? I mean, obviously there's more pressure and expectations on you than there have been.
Right. I mean, I've been working on my fundamentals over the off season, well, this summer, and been working on my hands, footwork, and everything. Just trying to be a better teammate.
What was the maybe seminal moment, or just that moment where it clicked for you here at Tech? Do you think about is it any particular spring practice? Was it before then that you felt you were kind of coming on and kind of developing, coming into your own?
I would say this spring practice, I just noticed I was a lot faster. I had a quicker burst off the ball and just like get into quarterback faster than I usually do.
Is that just something like, you know, the first couple of days you're like, wow, I've gotten better?
Oh yeah.
Like, is it like that?
Yeah,
almost?
It's like that. I mean, like a couple coaches came up to me like saying that I look a lot quicker than I used to look. So.
Is that because of the injuries earlier in your career? Did those really set you back?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I came in with a ACL injury and then meniscus tear and then hamstring injury, so those all slowed me down.
As defense, it seems like there might be some expectation of it taking a step back, losing so many seniors. Does that motivate you guys or kind of drive you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is, like Coach Foster said, they just don't know who we are yet. You know, no one's like been proven or like game tested yet. So, yeah, I mean, it motivates us to play better and stuff, but we're just gonna go out there and do what we do.
You've seen, you know, your defensive line teammates practice and play. What do you think the outlook for the defensive front should be?
We're a lot quicker than we were last year. I can say that. I think we might get to the quarterback a little bit more than they did last year. But I mean, those guys last year were great to learn from, like Gail and Skip and JR and Tyrell. All of them were great to learn from. And I mean, I really benefited from them being here.
On the defensive line, we talked about that speed and quickness. How does that help? You know, like how does that play into, you know, the defensive line against the offensive line?
Well, let's see if Corey or Luther get off the ball quick and flush the quarterback out, passing situation, either goes to me and Daddy. If me and Daddy rush outside and the quarterback steps up, he's going to be right in Corey's or Luther's face, and they're going to get the sack. So we benefit off each other.
I mimic his game. I just watch his film, you know, before camp. I watch it every night, so, you know, Aaron Donald's my guy.
Is there right here you've kind of mimicked a little bit?
I'll go Luther Matty, you know, 3-tech, you know, learning the little hints and techniques, different type of styles. So, you know, learning from Ryan Luther is another model, too.
Have any of the older guys, though, I mean, I don't know if Luther want to see they kind of, you know, helped you along, or, I mean, not taking your wing kind of thing, or in their wing, but have they done anything to kind of help you along, or advice or anything like that?
Yeah, during the summer, you know, we work every day, bags and one-on-ones, team, you know, Luther telling me the different, you know, plays and what to do and what not to do. So I'm learning from all the guys, Nigel also, so those guys like that.
What's been the biggest adjustment for you over the last 2 days?
I'll say tempo. Tempo is definitely different, but, you know, I'm getting a hang of it. You know, I'm loving it. You know, football's what I do, so it's pretty good.
Did you come in mentally preparing yourself to play this year as a true freshman?
Oh, definitely. That's been the mindset. Just competing each day. You know, each day you work on something different. You know, getting better. So.
Physically, do you feel like you're ready to go? I mean, from a strength standpoint, a conditioning standpoint, I know you got camp together with the guy watching it. Do you feel like right now you're good to go?
Oh, yes, sir, definitely. You know, physically and mentally. Each rep, you know, being physical, and mentally, you know, being physical. So, definitely ready.
Talk about the big differences between last year at this time and this year at this time.
Oh, last year, you know, last year I was in camp from high school, but, you know, it was definitely more like teaching and more like learning a little bit, but, you know, college is faster, tempo, reps, more reps, working on your technique and making plays.
When you look at the team in general, what are you seeing as a new guy around?
Looking at the team, I love it, you know, especially, you know, lunch pail, you know, looking at the older guys, first team and how they play, their mentality, offense coming along, you know, O-line's doing pretty good, so everybody just want to get better each day.
Just give me your name real quick.
How's the influx?
It's good. It's good. No problems. It's good.
So
it's getting a lot better.
Okay, so but nothing lingering from the spring. It's just something separate, and you're just working on that, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Is that kind of annoying to miss the whole spring, then pick up slow early in the camp like this?
Yeah, it was kind of annoying missing spring. I realized it was a process. I had to get the surgery done, and I got to look at the big picture, not just the small picture. So, I mean, if it was me missing spring, I'd rather miss the spring than the whole season.
People talk about mental reps when you're hurt and things like that. I mean, does that really work? Can you prepare yourself or help prepare yourself that way?
It definitely does help. Coach Gray always harps to us, if you can't go, try to get as many mental reps as you can. You just want to take into account, look at your position, look at other people's position, see what they're doing, see what you can get better at, just in your head, just mentally. Then on the field, then you can kind of incorporate it as you go along.
You obviously played so much last year, but you guys had Kyle and Anton around. Is there more pressure, do you feel like, now on you because those guys aren't on? I do.
I think there was more pressure when they were with us just because we wanted to, we wanted to come in and help any way we could. Kyle and Tone did a great job with helping me and Kendall and everyone else out on the defense. They do such a wonderful job. We just have to learn from them and see what they did to kind of get what they did and just bring it back to us so we can do it by ourselves. And we help the younger guys do it as well. Coach Gray does a phenomenal job as well with helping us out. Anything we need, he's always there. Mental reps, actual game reps, it's always there. So it's always never really an excuse to not be able to get it. All the tools are there. So.
You got 4 guys back in that secondary. There's a lot of talk about you guys being the best in the ACC, one of the best. Do you like all that buzz around you guys?
I mean, I like it, but I try not to think about it. We just want to go out there and play our game. We want to get as close to perfection as possible. So we go in there, we watch film, we do it on the field, and that's what we really try to focus on. We don't focus on on the talk, outside of what we talk about in our meeting room and on the field.
When you think about that group you bring back, you feel pretty good, I imagine, about.
Yeah, I feel confident. I feel confident in the group. Very confident.
I wasn't here in the spring. I didn't participate in the spring, so it is a little different getting back in the mojo of things. So I got to kind of knock off the rust a little bit.
Yeah, kind of ways to go get back in football shape. Is that what you're saying?
No, not so much that, because I've been trying to get back right. My conditioning has always been good, especially over the summer. It's just kind of getting the feel again. I haven't been back there with Dietrich Bonner, Kendall, and Brandon for the whole spring. So just getting that chemistry back. Not saying it's gone. It's just little things I got to take care of to get back.
You're back there with Dietrich and now, of course, Brandon and Kendall. It looks like you guys are probably the most experienced and deepest unit on this defense right now. So while the linebackers try to get settled, the defensive line trying to get some depth, you guys kind of feel like you're taking it upon yourselves to keep that group until they get up to speed?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It wouldn't be right if we didn't do so, because everybody kind of looks up to us. With me, Bonner, kind of be the oldest guys, as well as Luther Maddie. So we got to take it upon ourselves to make sure everybody does what they have to do and making sure we can lead the defense to perfection as much as possible.
I know you were flirting with the idea of going back into the draft last year, but when you came back, what was the idea that you had to work on individually to make yourself a better player?
I say all areas can be improved. My tackling, my man-to-man coverage, my off coverage, my zone coverage, being in the post. So, I have many things to improve on, and that's just me wanting to get better. To be the best safety out there, to be considered a best safety. So as long as I'm working on improving, those things, and as well as my IQ of the game. So as long as I'm, working on improving those things, I feel like I'll be fine.
You're one of the veteran guys on defense. Probably you and Luther probably have more experience than anybody on this defense. So you're stepping into a leadership role this year more so than in the past. Do you approach things differently because of that?
Yeah, you have to. You got to kind of lead by example. Sometimes everybody goes through their own stuff, but you got to try to keep it positive at all times. And like I said, lead by example. Running to the ball. Trying to approach the field. Even with a smile on your face, because your attitude can affect many people in a sense. So, just leading by example. Me and Luther, we're not really like the rah-rah guys. We will speak if we have to speak, But like I said, being by example is the best thing right
Seems
now.
like this defense is pretty fast from the outside looking in. What's your take as a player? Is it faster than last year's group?
I would say it's pretty fast. I don't know if it's faster than the last year's group. It could be even a little bit faster. I don't know. But we do got some guys who are very hungry and very eager to get a starting spot on the defense. So it's running to the ball. That's what we've been doing forever, and since Bud Foster's been coaching here. So that's no different. And a lot of hungry guys.
You realize there's not a lot of difference with.
Pressure on you guys? How do you look at that?
It's definitely something to enjoy, Just knowing that we got to come out there, prove that we can go out there and ball, be the best secondary in the country. I think that's what all of us are trying to do.
How about watching your brother get in that camp skirmish? Did you like seeing that, or?
I mean, you don't think too much of it. He out there to play football, trying to get better and get out there on the field. So I texted him about it. He was like, it was really nothing. So I didn't think too much of it.
Is there more pressure on you and Brandon because you don't have Kyle and Anton around? There are other guys they could put in, and now you don't really have that.
I wouldn't say pressure. Both of us are ready for the challenge. We had a challenge last year, because not knowing that we was going to play as much as we did. And, I think both of us are just excited for the opportunity, knowing that, we're the guys now. Coach Foster and Coach Gray, when making plays in the secondary, along with Bonner and Kyle, they're going to be looking at us now.
There are some true freshmen who are in the running for spots on the 2 deep this year. How hard a challenge was that? How big an adjustment was that for you guys last year?
It's definitely big, just the mental aspect of the game, being able to learn everything, knowing your assignments, your alignments and things like that, but also being able to play full speed, knowing that you got to think about all that stuff is definitely big, but, it's definitely something, if you work at it and work hard, you can do.
Where do you need to get better?
Just being more fundamentally sound, I think last year, at times, I would get too lazy and give up a play, things like that. Coach Foster and Coach Gray, they always talk about how, if you get laxed up, one play can cost you the game. So just being tuned in every single play, not just trying not to give up any plays.
I'm thinking back to the Sun Bowl. I feel like you had a great year, and I feel like the Sun Bowl was maybe, and you can correct me, was probably your worst game of the year. Would you agree with that?
I wouldn't.
Not worst game?
I wouldn't say worst game.
It wasn't your best game.
As a defense, I would just say, it wasn't our best game. People may say it's your worst game just because I may not have made plays that I made earlier in the year, but as a defense, I think we just weren't tuned in and things like that. It's kind of put a bad taste in our mouth and making us hungry for this year. So we look forward to coming.
That's what I was going to ask you. How did that Sun Bowl, you think, change the off season?
Just made guys hungry. That's a bad taste to have in your mouth, knowing that we could have went out there and proved a lot of people wrong. So just making you want to get back in the weight room, get back on the field, and ready to ball.
Kyshoen kind of mentioned that maybe with Kyle not being here anymore, that there's maybe a little bit of relief in the fact that you're not going to be considered Kyle's little brother anymore.
Yeah.
You're just kind of your own man at this point. Is there that sense that now you can kind of establish your own thing here?
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of build on what you did last year and continue to establish that?
Definitely. Some people joke on me. A lot of the guys, they'll call me KE, because me and Kyle, we had like KY, KE, and things like that on our jersey last year. And I told them this year I'm just rocking the Fuller. So, definitely. But, definitely, I don't think of it too much, I think last year I was kind of just building on my own name as well and things like that. So I don't think of it too much. And even if I am mentioned as Kyle's little brother, that's not a bad thing.
It's kind of weird to have one Fuller around here kind of carrying the flag for the family.
Mm-hmm. Definitely kind of weird. I don't think it was like that until Vinny was here.
Right. Yeah.
As for defensive backs, coach, you guys had a great year just in general. How do you build on a year like that? Not the whole defense, but your squad.
Just going out there practicing hard every day, working on our techniques and things like that, just being fundamentally sound and, just not getting complacent, just going out there and trying to work every day, working on being the best.
But they had you guys ranked pretty high. Does that bring any pressure that you have to achieve some sort of ranking, or are you playing for yourself and your team? How does it work for you guys at that?
I wouldn't say pressure. Every year as D block, which we call ourselves, that's the expectations that we have. So, it's not pressure that anybody puts on us that we don't put on ourselves.